We are drowning in information, and starving for wisdom. What is the meaning of life? What does it mean to be human? What happens when we die? Is there a better way to evolve than by having children? Can we upgrade ourselves throughout our life? Importantly, can we hack wisdom? In this age of acceleration and obsession with technology, what is it about humans that machines can't replicate? Is the truth really out there? These are questions that psychologist, behavioral scientist and mind hacker, Patricia Slowota, explores with humans all around the world. Her masterclass on November 13, 2017 at Creative Innovation Global 2017 in Melbourne explored sources of wisdom from 4 areas: head, heart, body and other humans. Here are messages of wisdom from the head. It's all in your head. In a world that constantly talks about the scarcity of natural resources like food, water, energy, it is easy to overlook an obvious reality: that the human mind is the most untapped natural resource. Patricia says that if we don't know psychology, we don't know business. That resonated with me deeply, and I am sure it was the same for the many intrapreneurs, entrepreneurs and innovators at the event. This is particularly relevant as we enter an age of accelerating change. And this is why mindfulness can be such a useful tool. Lesson 1. Learn to integrate. We can feel deeply unsettled and overwhelmed when we face a barrage of new information. Ideally, we process this information by integrating it. If we fail to integrate, one of 2 things happens: our mind goes into chaos or becomes overly rigid. Both extremes of chaos and rigidity are reactions and defense mechanisms. One way to hack wisdom and promote integration is to practice mindfulness. Lesson 2. Learn from the top 5 regrets of the dying. Patricia, who is a researcher on genocide, invited us to turn to those on the cusp of death to gain some wisdom and perspective on the things that mattered most in life. In summary, the top 5 regrets of the dying are: I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. I wish I'd stayed in touch with my friends. I wish that I had let myself be happier. The overarching pattern was of humans looking externally to others for permission to do things. We look for social cues that signal to us that we are on the right path. But what if those social cues don't serve our unique goals and needs? What if the only way to truly live a life of meaning is not to wait for others to say we're allowed to do something, but rather to give ourselves permission? Think about it. What would you do differently if you gave yourself the permission to live the life of your dreams? Patricia invited us to finish this statement. I permit myself to. Did you complete this statement? How do you feel afterwards? What would you do differently from now on with that in mind? Lesson 3. Infidelity. There are 2 universal limitations to life on this planet: time and space. How is this relevant to infidelity? In Patricia's masterclass, she cited how world expert on infidelity, Esther Perel, would coach couples who were dealing with it. The key question Perel would ask them was there recently a loss in the family? A loss is often a catalyst for an existential crisis. People can descend into questioning if this is all there is, and seek out a sense of lost vitality in a passionate new affair or experience. When we become hyper-aware of how limited our time is on this planet, it can be a helpful way to reset our perspective. This can have positive or hurtful consequences. What would you do differently if you were hyper-aware of your limited time on this planet? Lesson 4. Less is more. To attain knowledge we add things. To attain wisdom we remove things. Patricia cites the work of Greg McKeown, author of Essentialism, the Disciplined Pursuit of Less. The philosophy of essentialism challenges the modern-day practice of trying to do it all. Instead of diffusing energy by pursuing many different goals, the essentialist will focus their energy into fewer goals, the right goals, to realize what McKeown calls their highest point of contribution.